August 2nd on CBS.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Olivia Calfee. We start with some breaking news here in Perry County. An apartment building near Main Street in Hazard caught fire this evening. As you can see from this video behind me, this is the Hazard Perry County Tourism Commission's Triangle Park camera. The power is currently downtown, so that's the reason that we have some of this footage from just a little bit earlier this evening. Crews are on the scene right now, and so is WYMT's Chandler Wilcox. He is live in downtown Hazard with an update on the blaze. Chandler?
Thank you, Olivia. Yeah, this is still very much a developing story. I'm going to start with what we know, but first I'm going to step out of the frame so you all can see really what we're looking at. So you got two firefighters on the ground right now spraying water up towards the top, and you have a firefighter, I think actually two firefighters, also at the very top spraying water down on the fire. They've been going at it more than an hour, maybe 2 hours. There's really, as I said, there's not a whole lot we know. 30 families are now homeless. They do not have a place to go as of right now. We're going to talk about maybe a potential place they can go to later. The building is inhabitable. We know that Main Street is closed and power is out throughout downtown. As you can probably see around me, I mean, it's all dark except for the flashing lights. Now I'm going to go through what we don't know. I do not know if anyone is injured yet. We don't know what caused the fire. I was told by a police officer that they're worried the building may collapse. We don't know what time it came in. Another thing actually we do know is that the Hazard Fire Department, Perry County Ambulance, and Hazard Police Department all are at the scene. But other crews, I'm not really sure. Olivia, this is still a very developing story. We hope to learn more soon, but as of right now, there's really not a whole lot to tell you except to really just to look at this, and it's just a tragic scene.
Yeah, thank you, Chandler. And have you had a chance? Well, we just took Chandler away. We will get back with him in just a little bit. But downtown officials, what Chandler did share with us a little bit earlier, downtown officials say the art station does have power, and anyone who is impacted by the fire is encouraged to make their way to that location. So again, the art station downtown does have fire, and anyone impacted is encouraged to make their way to that location. Officials say volunteers with the Red Cross are on their way and are expected to arrive within the next couple of hours. We will continue to follow this story for updates. You can visit WYMT.com or check the WYMT News app.
And if you look closely enough on one of our cameras that we still have power, obviously, here at the television station, and one of our cameras still has shot. It's a bit of a distant shot of some of the smoke that you can see. This is from the camera on the roof of our station here on Black Gold Boulevard, just across the street from Black Gold Plaza. You can kind of see in the distance the reflection of some of the fire and the lights. I'm going to highlight it for you here if it's a little hard to see, but you could definitely see the smoke. It's overspread much of the city right now. You can kind of see the hazy look to things, and as well you can smell the smoke here in the building here at the television station, and we're quite a ways away from the fire, which is downtown. So by all indications, an awful scene downtown Hazard tonight as we continue to watch things work on through. Recap of the day that was in the world of weather. Middle and upper 70s out there. Some folks got up to near 80 today. Temperatures already in the mid-50s here in Hazard, one of the cooler spots, joining Jonesville. Clintwood's at 53 and Wise at 52. Everybody else in the 60s. So your forecast first as we work through tomorrow. Perhaps you're headed out to the golf course, something like that. The weather looks good for any outdoor activity you might have tomorrow with those temperatures in the low 80s. Olivia?
Thank you, Evan. The impact of July's flood are still being felt across our region as some move into new homes. Others continue to repair damaged ones. However, one Breathitt County woman is stuck in the air and a fix is out of her hands. WYMT's Keaton Hall has more.
So It's been more than 10 months since Kathy Bays Alberts was able to leave her 4th-story apartment on her own.
Basically, the only way I can go down is my son comes over. He hangs my purse around his neck with the shoulder thing, and then he carries the walker down. Otherwise, I'm a prisoner up here. I can't get down.
The elevator at the Federal Place apartment building in Jackson has been out of service since it was washed out in the July floods, leaving Kathy and her elderly neighbors feeling stuck.
There's 2 apartments on this floor. The lady down the hall uses a cane, and then there's 6 apartments that are affected on the 3rd floor.
The building's management, AU Associates, sent a letter to tenants in May saying that after months of fighting red tape and securing funding, that a company would finally be able to fix the elevator. Albert says someone was there on May 22nd and 23rd, but there wasn't a fix.
We were also told they would be staying in Jackson, if possible, until the repairs were finished. We haven't seen them since. Now, if they're staying in Jackson, they're building up a heck of a motel bill.
And after yet another delay, Albert says she doesn't know where to turn.
I think that they are trying, but like I say, this is ridiculous. We were led to believe that we would have somebody here working on the elevator until it was repaired. They were here 2 days and left, and we're still stuck without an elevator.
Albert says she called the elevator company but was unable to get information without the building manager. In Breathitt County, Keaton Hall, WYMT Mountain News.
WYMT has reached out to AU Associates for comment. We will provide an update on our website, WYMT.com, if and when they respond. Here in the mountains, towns are also feeling the effects of the nationwide first responder shortage. In Prestonsburg, applications for new firefighters, police officers, EMS workers, and dispatchers are always open. Public Safety Director Ross Scherfleff says recruiting the next generation of first responders is essential to keep communities safe, but adds there seems to be less folks passionate about public service.
You don't see that drive to say, well, why are you doing this? Because I love what I do. I love helping people. I love the adrenaline rush of getting involved in everything that's going on.
Scherfleff adds that dispatchers seem to be the hardest to find, but it is one of the most critical positions as a first responder. The Wall Street Journal reports people struggling with mental illness who are accused of crimes are spending long stretches in jail while they wait for treatment to stand trial. Julia Sandor sat down with one lawyer in Lexington who has seen this firsthand.
Evaluations that used to just take weeks is now taking several months. One criminal defense attorney here in Lexington tells me that competency evaluations for his clients are hard to come by quickly. But he's hopeful that with virtual options on the table, this could speed the process up. Attorney Abe Mashney says a lot of the time, criminal defense and mental health go hand in hand. In some cases, he will raise the issue of competency, and a judge will order a competency test. But this means some clients have to stay behind bars and wait to be declared fit to stand trial.
And so that's why you see a backlog of cases, because you can't enter a guilty plea. You can't go to trial until that issue is resolved.
The Wall Street Journal reports that staffing shortages at the Kentucky Correctional Psychiatric Center have left more than 50 beds empty and unused.
Nowadays, it is months and months and months. I mean, it's not uncommon to have 6 months to a year. And that's just based on limited resources and a backlog of cases that needs to happen.
Mashney says one way around that wait time could be through a screen, using telehealth and virtual evaluations.
Defendants have a right to be deemed competent before they go forward, and so I think the problem is going to persist, but I'm happy that there's going to be some leeway as far as the Zoom telehealth option to kind of speed things up, but we're also just going to need to get more resources.
And Mashney says with the help of telehealth and virtual options, it could help speed up the process for the time being. For now in Lexington, Julia Sandor, WKYT.
Attorney Mashney says that he has had some clients stay in the county jail they were at and were able to use telehealth options for their assessments. He says using this method has significantly shortened their wait times. Warm weather and family fun make the summer a tough time for blood supply at hospitals. The Kentucky Blood Center is hosting summer blood drives across eastern Kentucky to combat the drop in donations that was exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic. The KBC is hosting at least 7 blood drives throughout the Big Sandy area this month. KBC's Eric Lindsay explains why the drives are so important.
We understand it's summertime, it's a time for fun and to get out. But that need for blood never goes away. When people are more active, accidents happen, car wrecks happen, unfortunately more gunshot wounds.
For more information about the blood drive in eastern Kentucky this month, visit WYMT.com. Highlands ARH just introduced its newest project focused on the health of its employees. The new garden outside of the hospital allows workers to be a part of growing their own plants and produce, providing a garden getaway in an outdoor space. Those involved say the program is one of many to focus on improving health and wellness company-wide.
Well, we'd like to just, keep promoting wellness and just make sure all the crops get harvested very well and sprout wonderfully. Make sure this is a continual thing every year, and just to make sure everything, and hopefully do this at other hospitals in the ARH system.
Different departments have been a part of the planting process and all will be involved in the harvest. Now we have an update on the fire in downtown Hazard. A downtown official says that the fire appears to be contained. We have learned that power is coming back on in some areas of downtown. Like we mentioned earlier, downtown officials say the art station does have power and anyone who is impacted by the fire is encouraged to make their way to that location. Officials say volunteers with the Red Cross are on their way and are expected to arrive within the next couple of hours. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, festival season is underway. We take a look at why the Laurel Cove Music Festival is bringing hundreds of folks to Pineville.
And a beautiful start to the weekend weather-wise, but what could be lurking as we look toward the second half? I'm tracking storm chances after this.
From dance classes and baseball games to